we're gonna try to figure out how to make a circular widget in our Subnautica game thingy.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
So, in the widgets, we already have widgets. Wow. Well, in here we're gonna go and create a widget blueprint. Use a widget, and let's call this widget main. So this will be the main blueprint where all the crosshair, oxygen tank, and so on will be. So we're gonna make the oxygen circular, like in Subnautica. I think it's prettier than what we are going to make, but it's customizable. So canvas below, and we're gonna create another widget actually, and this will be the oxygen or the circle. It can be actually whatever you desire. I'm just have oxygen, okay? So in here it will have, we're just gonna basically add this, and we can just do in the main one, grab the oxygen, just like that. So we are going to create a material first. So material, and this will be, let's call this circle. Or technically you call it a radial progress bar. I don't know why they call it like that. I don't study English. I'm not an English major, so I have no idea what radial actually means. We're gonna make this material domain. Just click on here, material domain, user interface, and we basically going to make a circle, right? So to do that, we are going to get text coordinate, and then we just going to subtract from that, subtract some sort of value, and that's going to be 0.5 for our case. If you may know, I'm not really good with materials and stuff. Just follow along and trust the process. So if you plug this text coordinate here, it's going to look like this. If you plug this in here, it's going to look like this. So from these shapes, we will somehow make the circle. Okay. If you make one, it disappears. If you make 0.2, it's just a little bit like that, 0.5, a little bit like that. Hopefully that makes sense. So we're gonna do a vector length, right, in the final color. Now you can see it kind of creates a little dot in the middle, right? Almost like a circle. Yeah, we're getting closer, I know, man. We are inventing a fucking circle. Who the fuck invented a circle, actually? I have to speak to that guy. From here, the second one, v2 or vector2 length, we can do an if. It basically compares two inputs. That's basically what it does. If we added 0.5 to b, right, and then from a is larger than b, we do a constant, I think it was, constant, and plug that into a equals to b. Sorry, what am I gonna do? Let's make another constant that goes into a equals to b. And let's make this one and the first one 0.6. Now if you plug this in, it doesn't work. Oh, you have to plug this one in here as well. It makes a circle. Let's make this value as 0, I think. Yep, it made a circle, guys. We invented a fucking circle. Congratulations. Do I get a Nobel Prize? Probably not. Anyways, let's get the subtraction. Plug that into the vector length 2. Plug this into day. And let's do 0.4. I know. It's a cube. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do ABS. So that is an absolute value. Plug that into here. Let's just click apply. Now the B1 0.1. BAM! And it made this. If you put 0.2, you can see it's going to basically scale up. 0.01 makes it tinier. 0.0.2, 0.03, and you get the point. You get the point. So now if you click 1, right, and hold 1 and click, you will create this kind of value. If you right click, convert to parameters, and call this thickness. Yeah, plug that in to the b value, And actually you can plug it 0.1, 0.1. What it basically does, if you create like oh my god, if you create some sort of like instance or something like that, we will be able to actually edit this. But before we do it, we're gonna subtract. Yeah, we're gonna subtract and plug this into this subtraction at the b value, right? And then put the thickness into this b value. Where's the if else? Make it 0.1, and so the subtraction should go into the b1 right here. It goes in b, and the a is 0.5. So it creates basically the same thing. But now if we click here and make it bigger or smaller, you can see it goes from the middle, not from the outside, like before. If we, for example, don't subtract it and make it like this, you can see if you add 1, it's gonna go from like a cube 0.2. You can see it goes from the outside basically, if that makes any fucking sense. So let's make it 0.1. Well, let's actually 0.5 maybe. Now from this subtraction, the first one, we are going to do a vector to radial values. Then we're gonna do another if, right? So the same thing as here almost. Then we're just gonna copy these both of these thingies. I don't know what I'm constants, I guess, I don't know. And plug the same thing. So the first one goes into the a is bigger, and this goes into both of these. Then let's take this base, this is the base, I guess, and we're gonna multiply both of these values, just multiply that, so a and b, and plug that into the final one. I know it looks ridiculous now. If b is 1, it's gonna look like this. If it's 0.2, half, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, what is half, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So as you can see, it basically fills the bar up. And now if you add 0.92, you can see it kind of fills it up. So that's how it's basically going to work. So 1 is basically filled up. So this is what it does. It just converts that into the radial, and we can do that. So from the text code, what we started, we're gonna do a custom rotation. Yeah, rotation. Add that into this subtraction. Now rotation center, we're gonna press 2, hold 2 and press. Plug that in. And set x 0.5, y 0.5. Then from the rotation angle, we're gonna do another constant. So hold 1 and press. And for example 0.25, so like that. If we set this b value to 0, or sorry 0.1, this one for example to 2, 0.1, 2, 1, you can see the difference. So now we can promote this into I guess the parameter as well, and this will be the percent that goes into the b value. So now if we make it bigger, as you can see how it goes. This value that we just created, if we added 0.2, now it's going to go from that point of view, or that point. So it's quite up to you where we set it. Well, for you. So you can set it to here, and then it's gonna expand it from there. I think I'm gonna set it to 0. Let's do 0.25 maybe. 0. Let's see. Let's make this a little bit closer. Let's set it to 1. I think that would be kind of cool in the middle. Last thing that we have to do is press 4. It's gonna give you a constant. Convert that into parameter, and this will be filled color. And let's make it ocean blue, something like this, I think. And then another one, just copy paste that, rename this to background color. And this one can be like, I don't even know, man. Like, then we're gonna lerp it. The alpha will be this second if, the b will be background color, and A will be the filled color. And that's going to go into this multiplication that we did. Voila! See. Let's make this a little bit. Wait, no, this is fill color. Oh shit. This should be filled. Yeah, and this. Let's make the alpha a little bit. I think the alpha doesn't really care. And yeah, let's make the thickness as 0.6 maybe. 0.07. I think that's fair. Okay. Apply and save that. That's it. That's all we have to do. So now we can go to oxygen, and we're gonna have a border. Plug that in. Ooh, halala, mamma mia! And go to brush image, and let's find the M. Or was it oxygen or was it circle? In circle. Bam. It's gonna look like this. Let's do a size box. The thing is, it's black, what we don't need. So we're gonna go back to the material and make it translucent maybe. What if we make this first div go to opacity? Okay, now it's translucent. So if we go to main, we have to probably delete it and place it back in. Size content. Where is too tiny? We fill it up. Still cannot see it. Oh, we have to compile, I think. Yeah, now you can see it. Okay, let's reset everything. So it's not okay. So we have now the circle. Isn't that nice? So we can put it. Oh my god. Maybe let's make it thicker. It looks really weird. 0.1. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. Render opacity. Let's make a little bit like 0.6, so it's not so there, you know. Okay, let's anchor it to that corner. Let's make the size 250, 100 or 120. Let's do 120 by 120. And let's make it, yeah, somewhere here basically. Okay, let's go to our core character and let's find our third person. And in here, we're gonna do event begin. Over the have it. Okay. Let's do create a widget. And this is the main one. And we're just gonna add that to viewport. Fantastic. Now you will see the widget. It's in the corner. Really hard to say, but we have it. No, so let's make it a little bit somewhere here maybe. How about that? Now that looks super duper weird. Now we just have to add that to the oxygen. Maybe let's make it 150 by 150. How about that? I think that looks just fine. The thing is, of course, you can add your different kind of textures. To add textures, you just do texture sample and add your textures, like base textures, to make it look actually better. So right here you can add, for example, I really don't have any. So this is the fill color. You can see it's going to basically fill up. But first, let's get the border set is variable. And let's create a function called fSetPerCent. I'm gonna get the border, get dynamic material, set per percent or set scalable formatted values, yeah. And we have an input of percent, just like that. So now we can clamp it. Clamp float maximum 1, minimum 0, and plug that in. I'm gonna promote this into a variable as well, so we can basically edit that. Expose and spawn, instance editable, and the parameter name, you have to find it right here. We named it percent. Copy it. It should be exactly the same. then it's not going to work. Copy paste that shit. Let's go to event graph, do a pre-construct and add percent and plug in the percent. Now back here you will see a default percent. So if you set it to 0.5, as you can see it's now 0.5. It's actually let's go to f% and let's do so these climbs go to percent and this goes in here. How about now? No, it doesn't change anything. But yeah, just make it so it looks like this. So the climb goes into the set percent and then it goes right there. No, I did not want to play. Okay, so if you go to first person, we have this deplete oxygen, and then we should have where we regenerate right here. So we have basically deplete oxygen. So we're gonna promote this into a variable. This is widget main. I have so unorganized stuff here. Let's get that and let's do f, or we have to probably get the widget, then let's f set percent, or we can do set percent. I think we can just do set percent. Let's test it out. I'm not sure. If we go in and let's copy this, there should be event begin. We have to divide it, so we have to divide this into 100. Okay, as you can see, it kind of depletes. So basically what I did is right here we have to get the main widget, then the oxygen widget, nice, set percent, and just plug it in, and you have to divide it by your max oxygen that we have here. It should be probably 0. Set it to max 100. Why we are dividing it? Because right here it takes 1 to fill it up, and if you do 100 then you do 99, nothing happens. So you have to, it's basically from 0 to 1. So now if you play, you can see it slowly goes down as we play, just like that. One more thing that we can add is a text in the middle, so we can actually see what's happening. So we can do text, and this one can be in the middle, as you can see. For example, set it to 100. Let's have a font, like a cool font, I guess. Droid San 40, 45, 80. Let's do 80. Let's test out how it looks. Oh, okay, 24 will be okay, as you can see. You can do, for example, like I think percent as well. It's quite up to you how you customize this. For example, oh my god, what I'm doing, 100%. For example, like this. It looks awful. I know I'm not a good designer here. Now to do it, right here where we set the percent, we need the text to be a variable, of course. We can get the text box, set text, this content. We can get the percent, multiply that, but we can I think we have to divide it by 100, right? No, I think we don't. Yes, we have to multiply that by 100. What am I doing, bro? What the fuck? Because we are dividing it, right? Now you just have to multiply that, and you do through state. It basically rounds everything up, if that makes sense, into int. And we can get to text, this one, append. Let's make this as the first value, and this we can do percent. Now you can see 65%, so you can append anything right here. I think you can do I think format. If we add something, yeah, you can format it as well if you want to. So basically that means, for example, let's do percent and then percent. just like that, and you can just plug in the percent. It's gonna basically do the same thing, as you can see. So if we make this as more, it basically does the same thing right here. So either you can do it like this, or you can do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this because it's, I think, simpler for you. You do percent, and that's it. So now we have 99, 98, 97, 96. You can make it as oxygen levels as well. It's pretty cool. Now we know how much oxygen we have until we fucking die. So perfect. That's what we like.